this is Rob, and today I'm going to teach you how to do the heel flip. To do the heel flip, you should first know how to ollie, and also know how to pop shove it. You'll have to get used to the experience of jumping off your board doing something, and then jumping back on it. The heel flip is one of the first flick tricks that a lot of skateboarders learn. Between that and the kickflip. Some skateboarders learn the kickflip first, other skateboarders learn the heel flip first. It's really a matter of personal preference, and it's like being left-handed or right-handed. It's something that you really can't control if you try both. You'll see which one you can land first yourself. Now, the back foot placement for a heel flip is exactly the same as the ollie. You're going to place your back foot on the tail of your board, just behind the end of the board. It's going to be right there. Your back foot will be exactly straight. You don't want it to be angled, and you don't want it to be too far back. It'll mess up your pop. The pop is perhaps the most important part of the heel flip. There's two steps to doing a heel flip. The first step is the pop. The second step is the flip. A pop is going to control how high the board goes in both the front and in the back, because a pop will determine how much this board will flick around and how high the back of the board will go. So for example, if you see someone do a mobbed heel flip, a mobbed heel flip is like this. It means that they didn't have enough pop to get the back of the board up. A proper heel flip, or a heel flip that's not mobbed, should look like this. Okay? The second step of the heel flip is what we call hitting the flick point. The flick point is at the top of the board. So on the heel flip, the flick point will be in this quarter of the board. So if you cut your board in half, down the middle, it's your nose, and in this quarter. 25% from this side, 75% from that side. Now the foot placement for the front foot is pretty simple. Your toes will be slightly hanging off the front of the board, and your front foot will be slightly angled. Now the exact angle of the board is pretty simple. I'm going to take my shoe off to show you. Now, if you were to just draw a line across your shoe, you basically want a flat surface to hit the flick point off of. So if you draw a line across the side of your shoe, and you basically want that curve to be flat, so it's flat across your board. And with your heel flip, you're going to drag your foot up, and you're going to flick it with the heel, just about here. I'll show you right about here on the board. So you're going to flick it up to the heel, and that's what's going to spin it. It's going to be exactly with that X. Now, one of the best ways to really practice the flick points, or to see the flick point, if you're just getting started with them, is to just take some white out and make an X or make a little dot where you're supposed to flick. That's going to help you a lot. Pencil or pen will generally rub off. So get into the foot positioning on the ground. When you're doing the flick points, and when you're practicing them, you want to always look at where you're supposed to be flicking. You don't want to be looking at the back of the board. You want to be looking at where you're flicking. So get your foot positioning down. Your back foot on the tail, straight. Your front foot with your toes off the edge and slightly angled. And look at the flick point. Make sure to pop very hard into the back of the board, placing your weight into the balls of your feet. Bend your knees slightly, jump up, kick the heel to the flick point, let the board get enough jump to let the board flip underneath your feet, and then land on the bolts. Catch it and look the way you're riding. The heel flip is somewhat of a difficult trick, so you might not get it first try. I didn't get it first try right there, but I should probably get it right here. The heel flip and the kickflip are one of the hardest skateboarding tricks to learn, but once you learn them, you should be able to do them about 70–80% of the time. So that's how you do a heel flip. Go ahead and practice it yourself. The best way to learn how to heel flip is to take a skateboard lesson.